if you were to drop yourself in the middle of any sort of like teenage activity and you just sat there and you just listened to everything around you, this show just like captures everything that like teenage girls would talk about, and it covers like very like heavy things and like political things, and I think things that like parents may not think that teenagers are talking about.
And it's cool to like listen to all the conversations that I think people don't realize women talk about. I think it might be.
We were just talking about this. This is like the like female version of locker room talk.
Yeah.
And I feel like men are like.
It's gonna be a little bit of a shock to the system for some people in like a great way, of like this is what women actually sound like. Yeah.
One of my favorite things throughout this process is seeing how similar sports can be to theater, and how there are two forms that I think often want to be at odds with each other, but they're so similar. Ensemble, team, a goal that we're working toward, a show that we're working toward. So seeing that has just been a joy, yeah.
Maria got us in contact with the women's soccer team at Wright State, and they came in and like did conditioning with us and taught us a bunch of drills and passing, and like being able to like have that like connection and for them to come and work with us has like been phenomenal, because we just got to like grow and kind of build our show around like the skills that we got to learn.
I've never personally ever been friends with more than one woman in my life, and at a time. And so coming here and being in this program and being in this production really forced me to be friends with multiple women at once. And I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think that I could get along with women, and it's just so nice to now have like, there's 9 of us, right? 8 new best friends.
I think being on stage almost the entire 90 minutes, there are periods of time where you're not speaking and you're not given specific blocking. So sometimes it's like you fall into that trap of, oh my God, what am I doing with my hands? What am I supposed to be doing right now? So kind of building up how I react in the world in which I'm inhabiting as my character has been something that at first felt really awkward for me. But I've been growing and playing with it a lot, and she's a big part of that. There will be a lot of times where the focus is not on us, that I'm like trying to like stick a booger on her face, or but acting, or like messing around with her. So that's been a very fun challenge, I think.
It's just really cool to like. I think this is a unique. It obviously is a unique experience, but I think it's one that I'm like gonna try to hold on to for the rest of my life. Because when is the next time I get to be in a room of all women and our assistant director, who's a guy who we love very dearly? Like that's just probably never gonna happen, or it won't happen for a really long time. It's just really cool how like. I feel less of a need to explain myself when I'm making a decision or I'm talking about something, because I feel like we're all on the same page. It's just cool. It's really unique.
That's why.
It's being with women and then being unapologetically strong. I think both physically and mentally, this show has just like really pushed all of us, and it's been so nice to just feel so supported as we're like tackling such a crazy show.
I think that my favorite part about the show is that it's more educational than you would think, especially for men and for parents, adults, and for women our age to know that they're not alone, and that the things that they're experiencing are normal and human.
I love, as everyone else has mentioned too, obviously looking at the more a more accurate representation of what being a high school girl among high school girls is really like. It's great to have that, and it's great to see the way that social structure really actually plays out. Because even if you're showing the material and they're talking about these topics, I feel like there's something very different about having a more traditionally formatted script watching this conversation versus having a script where there are cutoffs and there are overlapping conversations, because it's like a visual representation of the social structures almost. I just really love watching how all of that plays off, when there are pauses after lines, who's getting responses, who's getting talked over.
It's just a really, really special experience, because this is kind of the first time in my life I've really been a part of a sisterhood. Only female child in my entire family. So I've never had that, and having this for the first time I think is really amazing, and I didn't know that that's what this was like. And I think a lot of people have never really had an insight of how women can really lift each other up. I think that's almost rare to be seen in the spotlight nowadays. So I think we can all learn a little bit about sisterhood.
Yeah. Other people have said it, I know, but like the coolest thing is the fact that we're on stage with all women, because it's just so rare in this field. It's so male dominated. So I just want people to be able to come and see a stage full of women that aren't sexualized or just made to be less than what we are, just to see a group of like strong, independent women on the stage together. It's really powerful.